Kalil. I want to thank everybody again to come for the summer sale here at Jim's Music. We have all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, guitarist of Steve Vai, MI graduate, youngest sponsor of ESP from the age of 13 years old. Luis Kalil, all the way from Brazil. He's coming all the way from Brazil for us here in Los Angeles, California, Tustin, California, just to show us his skills. You want to say to the crowd, Luis?
We're gonna talk along the clinic. You guys can ask questions. You know, I'm gonna play a few songs just to break the ice. Just think of some cool stuff you can ask. Anything, sir, you know, from music education to guitars, ESP, LTD, which is like ESP is the main reason I'm here. Not like physically, but like my career. They found out about me when I was 13 years old in Brazil, and I did a video called Top 10 Dream Theater Solos. At the time I was 13 years old, and the video went viral on the internet, and then we started working together, and from that it showed me that I could really get somewhere, and so I'm really grateful for this company, and I'm very used to it. Like last year just did a guitar clinic tour in Brazil, and guitar clinics are always fun. And especially when people like ask cool stuff, and like as I said, anything works, because we want to talk and interacting, and that's the reason we're here, okay? So I hope you guys like it, and I'm gonna play some of my songs, some of my originals. Anything you guys want to ask, just keep thinking and shout it out loud when I'm open for questions. Cool? Thank you for coming, I appreciate it.
Without any further ado, we got Luis Kalil for you presenting.
That's why I was just like, one more time. Can you turn it up a little bit? Way louder. song was called Inside. It's actually the title track for my first album. I'm gonna play the Chase also for my first album. I have some CDs here, some all things for my yeah. So this song was called Inside, and I wrote this when I was like 14 or something for my first album, which is called Inside as well. And now I'm gonna play a song called The Chase. As you can tell, I put a lot of Brazilian stuff in my music, and this song was the first one that I put out, and it got the best feedback because EMG TV. Also, I work with EMG, and they put on, I shot the video with them, and it got like thousands of views, so that was really cool. So I also have some, as I said, my CDs here, my stuff. I'll be playing some my original, so hope you like this one as well.
13 by 19.
Oh, right there.
That's what not everybody knows. I'm bad. Oh yeah, you see. I keep writing my portfolio to show.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
All right. Thank you guys for coming by. And I'm really grateful to be here today. And as I said, it's always a lot of fun. So do you have anybody here have any questions or anything? You? Yeah?
How did you get inspired to play electric guitar?
Okay. That is a very nice question. I got inspired to play guitar by Slash, Guns N' Roses, because at the time, I'm from a very small city. So you see everything on TV and you think, when you're a kid that the world is like everything is right, and and then my older brother, he made a friend at school that was from Uruguay at the time, because my city is really in the frontier between Brazil and Uruguay. And he liked Nirvana and Guns N' Roses, and he played guitar. And then my brother, came home with some links on YouTube of those bands. And I saw those long-haired dudes without shirt and rocking out like rock stars. I'm like, man, I never seen something like this. And playing just the best songs ever, something I didn't even think that that could exist, So when I saw Slash, I was like, man, I want to be that, because kids in my school used to have heroes like Superman and Spider-Man. I liked them too, but I liked Slash better, you know what I mean? So that kept me inspired. Until nowadays, I see him playing, I'm like, man, I need to get to that level of expression and feeling of playing, So that got me inspired. But then, after a while, I discovered Iron Maiden and some other bands, and they became my favorite band, actually, Iron Maiden. And from that, I just have a lot of personal things going on in my life. I was really, really fat. I lost 100 pounds in the last 3 years. Thank you. That took a lot of effort, for sure. And I remember in high school, nobody understood what I was doing, but I started playing when I was 9, so I was not even in high school. But in school in general, people, they made fun of me because I was fat and I had long hair and I listened to the bands that nobody liked. I was like, man, but I know, deep inside I know that I'm doing the right thing because my heart tells me I am, you know what I mean? And I put all that frustration with the real life in my room playing guitar and getting better and better and investing my time in something that I really wanted to do and I love the most. And nowadays I'm grateful that I did that because I turned 19 last year and I'm living things that I'm really grateful because a lot of people that I went to school with, they are in college and man, that's cool. I respect that, but I'm not that. You know what I mean? I want to play guitar and rock out and meet people. That's my world. I'm not I cannot do other things. I can, but not for work. You know what I mean? I want to make a living out of guitar, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So yeah, that's I give long answers, but that's my answer for that question. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think someone else. Guitar picks. This is gonna scare you. But I don't have any specific guitar picks that I like, and people judge me for that, But what can I do? My only tip for guitar picks is that your pick has to be bigger than the thumb, because if you want to play really aggressive and fast, you gotta make sure that you're gonna take out the best attack sound from the pick that you can. So I use some Dunlop models, but man, that's really it, I'm still working on getting a signature pick or something, but in the meantime, just use whatever I find on my desk. Today's this one, okay.
Do you not like jazz picks, or do you?
Yeah, the jazz picks are the ones that are small, right?
Yeah.
So I always recommend my students to not use that one, because everybody that comes with that pick, I hear the thumb, man, and you can't have that when you want to play aggressive and with all the riffs and all the fast stuff, because it doesn't get the best sound, in my opinion, but it can work for a lot of people, you know what I mean? There's just people that come to to my lessons or clinics, I'm obligated to give like 100% honest opinion. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. I won't lie to sound cool, but yeah, that's really it, man. I don't have a yeah, exactly, bigger than a town. Yeah, cool. Anybody else?
I got two questions for you. What do you like more, LA, California, or Brazil? And what is like a typical rig, like pedal that you set up? Like what is your go-to rig? And if you can teach us how you typically maintain your guitars and what you do, some of the technology that you have on your LTDs that makes it different from other guitar brands out there.
It's a nice question, man. Both questions. First one, if I like here Brazil better, that would be, man. It's different. Like it's very different because back home I miss a lot of things, but the big thing in the industry is here. The opportunities are here, so that's why I'm here. You know, I'm sacrificing so much to be physically in LA and meet people here from the business in this country that. Doesn't really make sense for me to want to go back, but of course it's different when you talk about life in general. It's not just work, you know what I mean, or music. But back home, I feel a lot of people are more simpler, you know what I mean. It's simpler, things are simpler. So there's not like because it's different here. It's another culture, man. So you gotta adapt to that. But a lot of things I like better back home, but I wouldn't exchange living here for nothing, you know what I mean. But Brazil is great, but we have a lot of problems that, for example, you can buy like your iPhone and stuff, and then you go on the streets and you get robbed, and that's not cool, you know what I mean? That's really not cool. So yeah, it depends, like, but I really like it here. About the second question, what's the second question?
What's a typical setup that you have on your pedals?
Right. Yeah, so actually another thing, I don't have any particular pedals that I like using. I usually I use for a long time Laney amps, and they have like reverb and all I really like the sound from the amp. This occasion is like an exception because we just got a small amp to you know do it serves the purpose, but like we like using heads with the cabs and stuff because we had that warm sound, you know what I mean, of the amp. But today, as I said, is an exception. I like Black Stars, you know, Angles as well. They're really good. My next EP that is coming out a few weeks from now, we just reamped the guitars with Angle. I don't remember, Fireball. Yeah, I think probably. And yeah, I don't have like a particular pedal setup or anything. Because man, I spent my whole life trying to figure out how to play and how to achieve like music and not like all the other things. And that's something that I need to get better on, but like for now, I really focus on playing and writing the best music I can, you know what I mean? And how I set up my guitars instead, right? So usually I use just like 10 8 strings, like Ernie Ball, and I really don't, I find the action thing, I like it in between higher and too low, because low, I think you always have to put yourself in the hardest situation possible at home, because when you go out, you're probably not gonna play your instrument or in a comfortable situation. So you're gonna be used to play in situations that are challenging. You know what I mean? So if my guitars are somehow like not in a good setup or something, I don't go like right away to attack or something. I wait because man, that guitar is kind of hard to play now. Let me play that for a week. The strings are old and everything, and I keep trying playing that because when I get all the good stuff, it sounds even better. Does that make sense? So I think that responds to the question. Anybody else? No, I'm gonna play I was gonna play one song and then we go. Cool. This one is called Boulevard. It's from my new EP, which was recorded by the Megadeth drummer Doug Verburen. And you guys can look me up on Instagram and everything. It's everything is there, you know. So this one's called Boulevard. Yeah, this is fun. This is always the most fun song of them all that I always play every night. But you got a question, right?
Oh yeah, it was just asking, how do you keep yourself motivated and able to tune out some of the distractions of everyday life so you can always give the best performance and just stay.
So how I deal with the frustration and external things. Basically, man, for everybody, I think, even for Steve Vai, there are bad days. You know what I mean? And there's some peers that there are more bad days than good ones, and that's tough to deal with. But that's what makes you, I think, it's a cliche, but like it's stronger, because man, it's complicated. This music thing, it's like it has to do so much with the heart that you gotta feel good doing it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think like of the show days and gigs I play, the day could have been like bad. But man, this is why you do this. You have a mission. Don't forget it. At least I have that for me. I have a mission. I didn't come here for nothing. You know what I mean? I have something that I need to do, and that's music. That's guitar, and that keeps me motivated. But it can come like in many ways, because nowadays playing guitar is not only playing guitar. Having a career, you gotta do your social media and have your marketing, up to date, and then you gotta think of strategies to reach more people and grow your fan base. And that has nothing to do. The day you decided you're going to play guitar, that has nothing to do. You know what I mean? And these are some things that can cause like a bit of frustration and all of that, because having a career is not something that it's up to you. Sometimes it's up to other people. But you gotta do your very best in everything that is up to you, because then you cannot complain for the others if you don't do yours. You know what I mean? And these are some of the things, man. I always like, sometimes even listening to music for me, sometimes it helps, but sometimes I don't get, I'm so burned out that I don't get inspiration for it anymore, you know what I mean? I just need to do something else like for a little bit, and then I play guitar. I'm like, man, I'm glad I chose this to do for a living, you know what I mean? But does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else, anything? Anything? When I say anything, it's anything. But if nobody has a question or anything, I would like to talk a little bit about guitars. Sorry.
Do you think this kind of music that you play is more popular like right now in like the US or in Brazil right now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because obviously it's like, I don't know, music is like, different nowadays versus what in the 80s or 90s or something like that.
I mean, man, this kind of music that I do, like more instrumental and guitar oriented stuff, I think in the US there are more, it's more possible for you to tour, for you to have more contact with your fan base. For example, I tour with like guys like Plenty Intervals or Jason Richardson. That is possible here because there's an audience that not necessarily are fans of the fathers of this style, which like Paul Gilbert, Steve Vai, and Joyce Satriani. There's a new generation of that coming, and they exist. They're out there playing, but it's a small niche. And this niche is like comes from metal. You know what I mean? Because I think, if I could say that if metal is bigger here than in Brazil, it's kind of complicated because in South America people are very passionate about metal because there's not a lot, bands are not there all the time, you know what I mean? So Iron Maiden, for example, is gonna play in my state and in a stadium, you know what I mean? And in São Paulo it's the same, in Rio it's the same, because people, they know that if they don't go to that show, maybe they won't be able to see them again, you know? So, and I think sometimes here in America, I see people taking things for granted. Things that for other countries, even in Europe, could be something like really, really special, man. You know, so that's something for sure. But in Brazil, there is people that like instrumental music, and like, as I said, I just did a guitar clinic tour there, and like every night was like 30 to 50 people. So there is an audience for that. But the things that in the US there's more structure for you to go out there and play and get people in a venue or a room, and then you have the companies that can, help you do that. Your amp company, guitar company, pickup company, anything like a store like this. This is something that would only exist in the very big cities in Brazil, you know what I mean? And I'm sure in the US there's a lot of these stores like in smaller cities or not like central cities. You know what I mean? So it's complicated, but there are audience in both countries. Cool. Any more questions? Anything?
Have you ever played at Rock in Rio, or have you ever gone to Rock in Rio?
Yes, I did. I went to Rock in Rio. My drummer, Eduardo Bolle, he played with his band in Rock in Rio. I'm not sure if you guys know the band Ibria. It's a power metal band that it was huge in Japan. They played in Rock in Rio, Lava Park, and all of those big festivals in the world. But Ibria, yeah, it's Hibria. Ibria.
What's Rock in Rio?
It's a festival in the biggest rock festival in Brazil.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Iron Maiden, like the first time they did it was in '85 and got like I think 500,000 people, something crazy like that. That started the rock movement in Brazil. But for sure, man, the big bands are only the big bands the bands that played in that occasion. AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Def Leppard didn't go because of the drummer, and that's why it's not that big. Trust me. It's crazy. Cool. So I was going to tell you guys about the guitars, right? So basically right now I have these two models here, but at home I have two more. I have the E2 7-string, because right now I'm working on a new EP, and this EP is only 7-string music. It's heavier and the music's more modern, like kind of not so gent, because I'm not like a gent player, but like we got a foot on that style for sure this time. And I have an Eclipse as well, the C1000, which is like, it's not here, but it looks beautiful. But these two actually, I always say that this is my cheapest guitar, but it looks the best, and I love it so much how it plays, man. Because this was the first guitar I ever got from ESP. When I lived in Brazil, they reached out to me. I was 14 years old, or 13, something like that. But I think we signed when I was 14. And then at that time I was so like young that I couldn't like travel by myself or anything. So they sent this guitar to my house, and that's why it's really special for me, because it has that emotional connection. You know what I mean? And then I got this one when I came to the USA the first time. But for a while, this was my only, I had the Kirk Hammett signature. That's why they found out about me, because I was playing that guitar in the video. But this one was my first gift from ESP, so that was really special. And then I just kept playing, and like if you can see my album covers, I'm always with this guitar. And I did the EMG TV shoot with this guitar, came to the US, first time with this guitar. So as I said, there's an emotional connection there. That's why I use it. But yeah, basically I have these guitars and they play great. You guys can try it afterwards, and come say hi, please, stay until the end. And I always like this kind of interaction. So you can play them, and these ones, they brought a few ones as well over here, as you can see. They have this Eclipse Deluxe, which is kind of similar to the one I have. It's just the color that is very different. It's like gold and black, the one I have. So I think it looks better than this one, but this one's amazing as well. They have the LTD as well, another LTD without the foils. All my guitars have foils except for the Eclipse one, but that is basically it. So I'm gonna play one more song for you guys. I haven't decided which one yet, but just play Ghost in Silence. This one is from my new EP as well, and it has vocals, so it's something different, All right, go. Thank you, perfect. So now I have a question for you guys. How many of you play guitar? That's the trooper. So how many of you guys play guitar? Nice, two. That's awesome. Yeah. So this little girl here, we talked before, and she's the future. She's the future. She's one of the.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. She's the future. She seems really passionate about it. So that's really cool. We need more people like that. But what guitars do you guys have? Like, do you have any of you have ESP guitars? You have one? Which model? 3? Nice. Oh, what models, man?
Yeah, that custom ESP.
Oh, that's really cool. Made here in the US?
Yeah, M1s and M2
Yeah, like this, right? Like this shape. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
And then one less network made by ESP in Japan.
Awesome, man. Yeah, my E2 is also made in Japan. Those are really nice guitars. Yeah. And if you guys, what guitars do you guys have? You have a Fender, right?
ESP, yeah.
ESP, you have one ESP?
EC?
You 1000. Nice. You guys?
So I'm really into like the knockoff guitars.
Yeah, okay.
I have a Washburn Lion, only cost me $70.
$70?
Yeah. I have an Epiphone, and I put a, what was it? The Marzio Super Distortion, the original edition.
Nice.
And then I also have an Epiphone Firebird, a blue one, double humbuckers. So, and then I still have Epiphone Les Paul.
Man, my first guitar that I ever got, it was so cheap that, I mean, it was like totally a guitar for a beginner, because when you're a father, you don't want to spend like $2,000 on a guitar, and the kid, oh, we don't want it anymore. You just put it away, you know what I mean? So they just gave me like a $700 like reais guitars, guitar, and it was from Tajima, the most like cheapest that makes guitars, like cheap guitars, and man, I just kept playing, because the thing is that I'm very grateful that my dad did that, because they they have some good models over there, but like the thing is that it's great that you have something that is cheap and you have to adapt and keep struggling, you know what I mean? Because when you have the good stuff, again, you're gonna appreciate that more, you know what I mean? I never recommend anybody to stay with like a guitar, $2,000 guitars, like start playing with that, because you have to know the bitter before you taste the sweet. I'm getting better at English.
Nice.
Hey man, I hear you. That's great.
Oh, cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's important for a foreigner, man. Yeah. How are you doing? Are we doing time? One more? Cool. So, any questions? Last chance. You, sir?
Besides 6th Street, have you expanded into 7 or 8 Street?
7, yes. But 8, not yet. It's kinda doesn't make sense for me. You know what I mean? I have a bass. I mean, I don't have a bass, but we have bass in my songs. You know, because live we play like a duo. The tracks have bass and the other stuff like the keys and all the details, and we play like guitar and bass because that's how it is. You know, it works for us. But 7 is pretty cool, man. It's the future, you know. You can't deny that. But I love 6 as well, man. For a long time I just played 6, so that's it.
Sounds pretty good with 6.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not a matter of sounding better or worse with one more, but it's different, you know. If you can follow me on social media, the next couple of weeks I'm gonna post the new songs, and then you comment. Then you comment if you like better the old stuff.
One quick one.
Yeah.
So you incorporating the Brazilian stuff.
Yeah.
Do you play other genres like samba more strictly, or have you played other instruments?
Yeah. Cool, that's a good question, man. So the thing is that I know how to play drums, but that's not really the focus of the question, because it doesn't really have nothing to do with the stuff with Brazilian music, in my music, you know. So the thing is that I play other styles like blues, funk, because I went to MI in Hollywood. That's the reason I moved to the US. And then you cannot, like, you're dumb if you don't learn all the things that they offer there. And I played some jazz, some blues, some some country stuff. But the thing is that metal, man, if I'm gonna sacrifice everything and do all the things that you have to do to make a career and to play music, I wanna do what I really love, you know what I mean? I have nothing against other music styles and anything, and I really like playing them. It makes me a better player. But the thing is that it doesn't really make sense for me to try to make a career in jazz, you know. But I do know how to play other styles, and I think it's great. And I learned that from MI. And most of the stuff that I listen to is more hard rock and metal, but there's some crazy good Brazilian stuff like Tom Jobim, Gilberto Gil. That's the stuff, you know what I mean? And I even know how to play some of those arrangements like Wave and Garota de Ipanema, which Girl from Ipanema, right? Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. That's an amazing song, man. But guys, I think I have to wrap up here. But I'll play one more, and please come say hi. I have the CDs here. Let's chat a little bit, and then it's gonna be great to meet you all. Okay? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
You play can you play Sunrise? Actually, Rising Force. No, Sunrise. Yeah.
more time. Please come say hi. My name is Kalil. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.